And speaking of, if you're looking for things to be delivered on time this holiday season, we may have some bad news for you.
Truck drivers are still in high demand and shipments could be delayed because of it. THV11's Ian Russell spent the day talking with the experts to figure out why this is happening and how it could impact you.
Throughout the pandemic, we've seen shortages on almost everything, but now we're seeing one on the people who actually make sure those deliveries get there on time. Truck drivers. To figure out why it's happening, I had to go to the experts to find out.
It's not hardly making a dent. So, I mean, we really need more drivers every day.
Shortages have become all too common during the pandemic.
Yeah, it's never been this bad.
Billy Pemberton knows that firsthand. He works as the director of operations for CDL Academy, a truck driving school based out of Fort Smith.
You know, I try to get as many students out as I can because the shortage is so great.
When Pemberton says there's a shortage on drivers, he doesn't mean being down just a couple.
The trucking industry had a shortage of drivers before COVID ever even struck us.
Michael Packo, the chief economist for the Arkansas Economic Development Institute, says the industry as a whole was down thousands of drivers even before the pandemic.
Something like 60,000 shortage of drivers before the pandemic hit, and then another 88,000, something like that, were laid off in April of 2020.
So what causes that? The pandemic had to do with a lot of it, and supply issues made the problem even worse.
Yeah, some 70% of all the goods that are purchased in this country are delivered at some point via truck. So it really disrupts the availability of all sorts of goods.
And that could get even worse. We're not far from the holidays.
You've got more deliveries needing to be made than you've had all year long. Then you've got the weather aspect. You know, I mean, up north, they're already seeing ice and snow. So, you know, as a truck driver, you got to deal with all that.
When it comes to getting out of this, it's still up in the air.
We're already seeing that the Christmas shopping season is going to be disrupted by supply shortages, but it's likely to last well into next year as well.
But Pemberton isn't letting that slow him down or get him down.
But you will have a job, you know, with a CDL. It kind of takes a little bit of stress off of you because you know you're never going to go without a job.
In Little Rock, I'm Ian Russell, THV 11 News.
If you're looking to get into commercial truck driving, Pemberton says there are plenty of spots available.
And like he says, his companies are blowing up his phone every day looking for new drivers.